All right, so let's talk about the new bass. This is my second time talking about the new bass because I had the video pointed in the wrong direction. It was mostly a crotch shot, so sorry for those who wanted to see that. But anyway, this is the new Mark Hoppus bass. It is the Jag bass, and Mark Hoppus has gone through a few different signature models in the past. I've owned pretty much all of them. I really liked the very first one that he did. It had the standard P-bass style pickup in it. This has a new inverted pickup position. I guess not new, but it's what he's been doing for the last, 12, 13 years or whatever. But the original one was like just the jazz bass body with a P-bass neck, the big chunky P-bass neck, and a standard P-bass pickup in it. And I thought that was a great bass. But the big neck was a little hard for me to adjust to. Then the second iteration came, and honestly, it was just the same thing with just some different color options. Then the third one came, and that one was also a jazz bass body and a P-bass neck, but it had the inverted pickups in it. And that was even further away from what I wanted. I did have one for quite a long time. I had the translucent seafoam green. And I have a ton of old videos of me using that. Not bad, but really wasn't my favorite. After that, quite a few years went by, and Mark eventually came out with a couple different models of the Jag bass, but they were sold through his website, Hi, My Name is Mark. And my only issue with those were that they used a Pau Ferro fretboard. And that was Fender's alternative to rosewood for, I don't know, 6 or 7 years or something, when they were running into issues with rosewood and laws involving shipping to different countries. And I don't know, it became a mess, so they had to adapt. And they did what they had to do, but I really don't care for Pau Ferro. It looks different. It's a lot lighter usually. It's almost like a reddish brown typically, and it just doesn't feel as good. It's a much harder wood, so it just kind of has a different sort of feel to it that I don't really love. They did have a couple different colors of those. They had a pink one, a hot pink, which was very popular. I saw a lot of people buy those, and they had a blue one, like I think it was Daphne blue, that was pretty decent, but not my favorite. Not enough for me to buy one, certainly. But then these were announced, and I was like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to buy one. But the announcement came that they were out, and I was just in the right mood one day. I think I was actually on my lunch break from work, and I was just like, why not? I actually got it through Guitar Center, and they had 48 months no financing, so I was just like, okay, I'll pay this off like over 4 years if I have to. I don't have to, but I could easily throw like $30 or something a month at it and not even think about it. And I'm glad I did, because this bass plays great. There's not a flaw on it. It's got a beautiful seafoam green finish. I like the seafoam green a lot more than surf green personally. It's got a great matching headstock, which is not something that Mark is really known for, but I guess Fender must have just been like, hey, give these a shot, see what you think. And I think it's cool. Maybe it's turning me into a matching headstock kind of guy. I'm certainly not opposed to it, but they're pretty cool. It's got the Jag bass neck, which I don't know how Jaguar basses are typically. I believe they're usually this thinner style neck, but you could also compare it to like a jazz bass neck, where it's much narrower at the nut, which makes playing up here a lot easier, and you're a lot less likely to get like hand cramping or anything like that. And it's something that I certainly appreciate, because when I'm mostly playing guitar, switching to a bass with a really fat neck on it really is tough for me. So this is the sort of neck that I really like playing, and it has a really nice satin finish on it, which is great. I don't think any of the early models had satin. Those were all gloss. I don't remember or I don't know if the Hi, My Name is Mark versions had satin or gloss, but I don't know. It's a great neck. I love the rosewood. I think the fretwork is great, you know, especially even coming from Guitar Center. You know, you never know with them, but the fretwork is really good. I do wish that these had block inlays, block pearl inlays, like the Hi, My Name is Mark website ones did. Those were really nice, but what are you gonna do? The pickup is the inverted P-bass pickup, like I had mentioned. It's a Seymour Duncan quarter-pound pickup. I do personally prefer the standard P-bass pickup style, where this part of the pickup is actually down here, and then the whole thing is actually shifted down just slightly, maybe like a quarter of an inch or half an inch or something, and it kind of gives you a more punchy tone. When it's up here like this, it kind of gives a warmer feel to everything, and it makes it a little less punchy and a little bit more fuller sound overall, especially on these two thinner strings up here, which, you know, certainly works for Mark. I get it. It kind of gives him the ability to fill out that sound a little bit more, you know, especially as a three-piece. You know, it's something that he wants, and, you know, I definitely get that. Other than that, it's got a string-through bridge, which is really nice. I do like that, and it does have the little octopus logo on the back of the neck plate there. The only other thing to really talk about are the strap locks. These actually come with strap lock pins, I guess, or buttons, strap lock buttons on here, but I don't think it came with the tops of them. I just happen to have some of these lying around. I personally do not like this brand or this style of strap locks. I've mentioned it in the past, but in case you haven't been following me for too long, these style strap locks are the reason why I accidentally dropped my Gibson Les Paul straight on the concrete when I was like 17, and I was in shock when it happened, because this little nut right here is only as tight as you make it, and it will eventually come loose after a while, so I would always check them if I were you. That's why I personally prefer other styles like Dunlop, for example. The Dunlop ones are a little funky because they do kind of push it out a little bit further. But they use, I think, what's called like an E-ring or an E-clip that kind of just like pops into place and won't come loose until you physically like pry it out. It's not something that just gets hand tightened. So keep that in mind. I do personally wish this just had standard strap buttons, and I would just probably use like one of those rubber washers that you can just kind of push over the strap. That's what I've been going to lately, the past few years. It's all I really need. I'm not jumping around on stage or anything like that, but like I said, I had these lying around. I tightened the crap out of them, and it was just less of a fuss, because I think I would have had to order regular strap buttons otherwise. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I think it is a killer bass. I think it is certainly worth the money. I mean, some people might have an issue spending the asking price for a Mexican-made bass, but I mean, this stands up to any American bass that I've personally played with the spec. I mean, it's not your standard sort of bass. I mean, it's a very specific type of thing, and if you're looking for something a little different, I think it really fits the bill. I think it's entirely worth the price. So consider it if you haven't already, and let me know what you think. I will be doing more covers with this, and I'm sure I'll be using it on some of my new original music as it comes out. If you have any questions or suggestions for requests for videos with this, leave them below, and I'll give it a bit of consideration when I'm looking to do some more stuff. So thank you for watching, and I will see you when I see you.